Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209. Give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Oh, okay. I thought she was going to run one more. Good morning. You got the introduction, Lady Bell? Look like you are. Look like you back. Hey, I like it. You jumped right back into it. Go ahead, girl. You got it.
Good morning. I'm your co-host, Keisha. No, also
Welcome,
known
Keisha.
as Vicky Bell. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp / Marriage Warfare, where we're here to have real, honest, and unfiltered conversations about marriage. We're going to deal with the struggles, the victories, and everything in between. This is the platform for the disciplined, the dedicated, and the wedded warriors. And let me introduce you my co-host of 28 and 3/4. Well, in 1 month, it'll be 29 years of marriage. Robert Bell, who I call the commitment colonel, leading the charge on lasting love. Have at it.
Good morning. Welcome to Hot 702.5 Risky Radio, coming to you live right here in Las Vegas. Thank you for being back in the building, Lady Bell. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for jumping right back in. Hey, I know you needed that rest during your sabbatical. I know that you needed to revive and refresh and restore some things. Thank you for coming right back in and jumping on.
But you held it down.
Jumping on the bandwagon, jumping on the horse.
You didn't miss a beat.
Jumping right back in. Thank you. Hey, Lady Bell, it's January 10th,
Woo.
2026, this Saturday morning. Here
January
live
10th.
in Las Vegas, Lady Bell. You know we got to get back into it, Lady Bell. You know I like a conversation. I like a topic that get people involved, to get them stirred up, to get them asking questions, Lady Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And we was talking last week, Lady Bell. You know we had a conversation with 3 people this week. The conversation we had with Tequila.
Yeah.
Me and you had that conversation with Tequila. The conversation we had with I don't want to say her name, but
Don't say the name.
And the conversation I had with Lionel. So with me and you had the conversation with two young ladies, and the conversation I had with Lionel. And I love when something stir up, And the one conversation we had with a young lady about the door thing.
Yeah.
You ready? You good? You
Yeah.
good? The conversation wasn't with the topic wasn't the door. The topic was. I said, the topic was because I said, we might as well get into it. I said, 29 years of marriage, 33 years of 33. We're gonna be like everybody else. How long y'all been together? 38 years. Y'all been married 38 years? No, we've been married 10, but we've been together. We gonna count everything.
That's that marriage math.
If 1 + 1 = 1, then married 5 years but been together 40 years can equal. Math is math. So we talking about like almost 34 years.
You've been with me 34 years.
We've been around each other. And
who'd have thought?
Who? You said after 29 years. 10 months and like 14 days.
Yep.
Somebody said, Rob, your memory is crazy. You be throwing out dates and years. I'm good with months and years. I can narrow down the month and year. It's people out there, man, I wanted to Google that. It's people out there, because we were talking about my memory. It's people out there who can remember, they can remember time, date, the day of the week, the event that happened that day. You ever seen that? E. Carice, with them people? I remember years ago they had this one lady. They was like, okay, what happened June 1st of 1980? And she is like, I was in the 10th grade. Or this, that. I mean, you got people who got memory like that. Now I can go back to years and months and stuff like that. Sometimes I can narrow it down to a day. Especially after, when something, I don't care, something great can happen in your life, something big can happen in your life, and then from that day forward, your memories start getting more sensitive. Like say when you lose a sense of one thing, your other senses get greater.
Yeah.
So I think when something great happened in your life or something spectacular happens, I think from that point forward, you start keeping more detail of the things that happen, or it could be the opposite. Something bad could happen, something tragic can happen, and then from that day forward, you be more alert of time and awareness and all that.
Yeah.
So my time is pretty good since
February 28th, 1997.
Since January 3rd, 1997.
January 3rd.
But Lady Bell, since you brought up February 28th, 1997, and so the conversation was about the door. I'm going to step back because, since you brought up dates and time, January 3rd, 1997. Because I had a conversation with a young man about date and time and remembering stuff. January 3rd, 1997, February 28th, 1997. Well, let's just those dates in particular. January 3rd, February 28th, February 14th. You said last week, you like this time. You enjoy this time of the year. You remember saying that?
Yes, I do. Because you do.
That's it. Because I do. Because, you know why? Because of January 3rd. Because of February 4th.
And January 23rd.
Because of February 14th. And because of January 3rd, February 14th, February 28th.
But January 23rd, too.
I forgot about. You said January 23rd. Okay, yeah.
So what happened to the memory?
Right. Okay. I forgot about But that's why I'm excited about this time of the year, because my birthday, Valentine's Day, our anniversary. So you coming into the new year. January 3rd. Like I say, I was telling a young man. He said January 3rd. I said, man, I was in them streets. I didn't want to be in them streets.
Yeah,
I didn't want to enjoy them streets. And I said, me and Vicky went our separate ways. You know what? Hey, it's story time. I said last week when when O said, tell me your love story. And I said, everybody got a love story.
Right.
Everybody got a love story. Wow. Even the dude called yesterday.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah.
When the dude called yesterday, I called out the blue. And me and him reminiscing. And he said, Rob, I know your story. I said, yeah, you do know. I said, you know my story for 25 years. He said, no, dude. I've known you almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Rob was 6 months old when me and Darren met. Little Rob was 6 months old. I think his youngest daughter, little Rob was 6 months old, and I think his oldest daughter, his daughter's probably about a year and a half. She was a little older than Rob. So he's like, man, yeah, our kids was babies.
Yeah.
And then he said, man, I know your story. Going back a couple weeks ago, we on vacation. We talking to that couple. And every time they would say something. And I was like, well, let me tell you this. And the young lady said,
do you have a story for everything?
What did she say, Lady Bell?
Do you have a story for everything?
Do you have a story? That's life. You better have a story. You better have a testimony. You better have some truth. You better talk about your pain. Hey, listen, young man. Listen, young father. Listen, young husband. I believe every man needs a mentor in his life. Every man needs another man that's going to speak life, strength, direction, correction, and direction. But when they're your mentor and they're speaking life into you, right, they better have a story. Don't just let them sit around and listen to your story. When you tell them I'm going through this, they better say I got a story. Young man, let me tell you about when I went through a familiar situation. But you don't know nothing about this. I've been through this. Man, I've been there and I've done it. I got a story for that. Yeah, I got a story. If the only story they telling you is, remember when Jesus said, remember when the Bible said, remember what happened to David, remember what happened to Saul, remember what happened to Peter, remember what happened to Matthew, Mark, and who were the three dudes in the lion, the dude, Daniel in the lion den. If them the only story they telling you is Bible story, get away from them. If this dude's supposed to be your mentor in every story, he telling you how to survive life, how to get through your pain, how to get through your problems, how to get through your pressure. Remember when Daniel was in the lion's den? Remember Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego? Mm-hmm. Remember Jonah? No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear. What did we do in the summertime? Vacation Bible school. I already heard them stories. My grandmama been taking me to church since I was 8 years old. I know about Jonah. I know about Daniel in the lion den. I know about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I know about Judas who betrayed Jesus. No, I want to know this pain I'm going through now. I feel like I'm all by myself. And if you my mentor, tell me how you made it through. Don't tell me about Daniel in the lion den. I need to know about the den you was in. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was a den of iniquity. Boy, woo. Should we talk about? I ain't gonna talk about the den of iniquity. Let me stay focused, later. The speaker, it's all right, lady. I'm gonna stay focused. We're gonna get back to them doors. But like I say, when somebody tells you their story, see, here we go. We talking about story. Got a new one for you, E. Carice. Netflix, His and Hers. You seen that yet, His and Hers? But
you saw it?
No, she ain't seen it yet. But if y'all ain't seen that Netflix story, His and Hers, the introduction is saying everybody has. What did it say, Lady Bird?
Everybody has his or her own version. He has his version. She has her version of whatever the situation
whatever
is.
The situation is. So basically, his story, her story. Mm-hmm. And then if I remember right, didn't it say something like this? His version, her version. Didn't it say something like so somebody's lying?
Yeah,
did it say like that? Somebody's lying. So, hey, yeah, when you're talking to somebody, listen, young man, if he's mentoring you and you going through something, he should have a story. Yeah, hey, been there, done that. Rob, you been through that? Yep. Rob, you done that? Yep. Rob, you been over there? Yep.
But you know what? Not just the men. I think it's important for women to have somebody in their lives that they can talk to, maybe an older woman, or have that circle. Not that whole girlfriend thing where you always running with your girlfriend, but a good core group, a good circle that you can, learn from.
Every Lady Bell, everybody needs somebody they can learn from and mentor. And I ain't going, but everybody should have a story. Love. So you say I love this time of year because love is in the air. January 3rd, you called me. I appreciate that call. I was waiting on that call. I had ships down here. So I just pretty much mentorship. Mentorship. We talking about how did we get, we said last week, 29 years later. How did we get here 29 years later?
Right.
I think when last week I said something about pain, problems, and pressure. And you said we need those pains. We need those problems. We need those pressures because those are the foundation.
Exactly.
That pain, those problems, those pressure is the foundation. Our pain, our problems, our pressure. When we came together, we used that as our foundation.
Exactly. That was the glue.
That was the glue. That was and I think what was important at the beginning of our relationship was we were friends.
Yes.
We built a friendship.
Yes.
We built a friendship. And I think that what was important in the beginning of our love story. So that's why when you say I get excited about this time of year, and year after year I get more exciting because here we go again. Here we are again. And to me, you know me, I don't make a big deal about New Year's Day because to me, every day is a new year.
Yeah.
To me, every day, if you missed it January 1st, January 2nd is your new year. You missed it January 3rd, January 3rd is your new year. But you can't do that all day, every day.
Right.
You can't look up and say, it's November 1st, well, this is my new year. You can't do that from January to November, say this is my new year. No, you can't do that every day. Because why can't you do it every day? Recall and review. You got to have a plan. We talked about pain, problems, and pressure. You got to have a plan. You got to have purpose. After your plans, after your purpose, you must pursue, Lady Bell. I enjoyed that last week. You must pursue. Other words for pursue: follow, chase, seek, track, hound. Can you read that definition of pursue for me, Lady Bell? Everything I gave you on pursue.
Okie dokie. We communicated a lot last
Ain't Lady
week.
Bell looking good? Y'all look at that girl. Boy, hey. Looking good, girl.
Pursue. Thank you. Pursue. Follow someone or something in order to catch or attack them.
You had another definition too. The one I had you write down. I think it's right there, ain't it? That little paper. I got you.
Thank you. Define pursue.
Define pursue.
To actively follow something.
To actively, after your plans, after you realize what your purpose is, actively
follow something.
Actively follow something. Go ahead.
Whether to catch someone.
Whether to catch someone.
Achieve a goal.
Achieve. What is your plan to achieve? What's your goal in your plan? What's the purpose of the goal in your plan? Now you must pursue it. Go ahead, Lady Bell.
Continue a plan.
Continue
a plan.
A plan.
Or investigate a topic.
Investigate a topic.
It's about going after something literally.
Hold it. It's about what?
Going after something literally.
Speaking to the mic.
Going after something literally.
So you hear the difference when you're speaking to the mic? Thank you. After going something literally, after going after your plans, after you going after your purpose, to follow it, chase it, seek it, to track it, to hound it. Lady Bell, I was going to get into that hound, but I ain't going to do that. Recall and review. We talked about last week, Lady Bell. Jump in at any time. We talked about last week. Oh, I was saying love story, Lady Bell. And let me jump back on this because I got this wrote down here in my notes. We talked about, when I talk about getting a mentor, hearing somebody's love story. Right. And we talked about that couple we met who've been married 57 years, been married 57 years. And what you said what you loved about them, when you talk to them, there's still excitement.
Yes.
There's still joy. She's still smiling after 57 years. They still taking care of themselves. They're in excellent physically, from looking at them visually, they're nice and slim. They ain't overweight.
No.
They're not overweight. They're in good shape. Nice slim couple. She don't took care of herself. He don't took care of herself. Every time you see them, he's well groomed and dressed nice. Every time you see her, like Vicky say, she's always sharp and on point.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she is.
So when you have somebody like Marriage Bootcamp with the Bells, when you have these husbands and wives that's out there sharing their story, sharing their victories, sharing their losses, sharing their pain, problems, and pressure, sharing their plan, sharing their purpose, the pursuit to help you. Nobody wants to really do this. No. Hey, we could be at home in bed. We could be at home chilling. We don't have to be out here and be a target. We could be at home chilling. But when you have that desire to help others, and when it comes naturally, but like I said, we're talking about the couple that been married 57 years. I don't want to talk to somebody that been married 30, 40 years or 50 years. We've been married 50 years. By the grace of God, we made it through. I want to hear some joy. I want to hear some laughter. I want to hear some peace in that. A lot of times and today with social media and all that, with so many platforms out there, you see these newlyweds out here giving marital advice. You see people who've been married 3-4 years out here giving advice. They're just scratching the surface. They don't really understand. I'm talking about a newlywed couple, right? Not like me and you, two divorcees who had an ideal of what marriage was and how can we do it better this time.
Right.
I'm talking about when you got these newlyweds who've been married 2 or 3 years and they try, you might be able to get another young couple who've been married 2 or 3 years, some advice, but I was in the service, but I didn't go to war. When I was talking to that dude the other day who went to war, I served 3 trips or 4 trips to Iraq. I was in the service, but I ain't see no wartime. I wasn't boots on the ground. So where are my senior people that been married 40 years that's out here giving advice, that's telling their story? Where are my seasoned? You've been married 40 years. You've been married 50 years. You should be the one that's grabbing these young couples and saying, when you go to a church, and if you're lucky enough that if your church do have a marriage ministry, why do you got a couple up there that's 30 years old with 3 babies trying to tell somebody that's been married 40 years how to be married? Why are you putting this pressure on this young man who only been married 2 or 3 years? He got babies. He's trying to learn how to be married. But if you give somebody a handbook and say, these are the 7 steps to marriage. When you give somebody a manual and they go to 2 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13, love is kind, love is patient. Anybody can do that.
But you have to live it.
But when I don't lived it for 29 years, is love always kind? Is love always patient? Is love really unconditional? You did that and you said this and you went there. Is love really always unconditional? So if I'm just reading a strip, I can sit up there and tell you this. Right. I can sit up there and tell you, or even more when you got single people. When you got single people telling people, this the keys to a relationship. It's easy to give you keys, Lady Bell. It's easy for me. I watched the game last night, the Lakers and the Bucks. It was a great game. It was easy for me to say, how did he miss that shot? I'm not on the court. How did he miss that layup? I'm not on the court. Why didn't he make that pass? He didn't see that. I'm not on the court. Now, if I'm on the court and I got a 7'2" guy guarding me, maybe I can't see that dude in the corner and make the pass. Maybe I did get my shot blocked because I'm on the court. It's easy to sit on the sideline and say, well, when you in a relationship, you should do this. In a marriage, you should do this. And it sounds great. Oh, he's giving great advice. But when you live in it.
Oh, that's a whole different story.
When you live in it. I can say, how did the Baltimore Ravens, how did that punter miss that field goal? Mm-hmm. I wasn't on the field. I wasn't under that pressure. If I make this field goal, we're going to the playoff. Mm-hmm. If I miss, we're going home. The pressure. Mm-hmm. And we just talking about the pressure he's dealing with right there on the field. We don't know what's going on at home.
That's right.
So all the pressure, it's easy to say, oh, you just got to do her like this and do her like that. You don't live with her. All he got to do is, you don't live with him. Mm-hmm. That's easy. So where are my seasoned people at? Where are my seniors at? You, Lady Bell, I always believe that. We talked about young husbands. I mean, younger men getting mentors, younger women getting mentors. Also, couples should have mentors. You should have a couple in your life that's going to speak life. They're going to speak peace. They're going to speak joy. That's going to speak. Continue to pursue each other, Lady Bell.
And you know what? It's all right to have multiple couples. You may lean on one couple for one issue or, glean to them for, one situation, but then you admire another couple for something else. So it's good to have, it's okay to have multiple people around you.
What's your expertise of marriage? One couple expertise might be teaching younger couples how to handle their finances, mm-hmm. how to work together with their finances. Another couple expertise might be they might have had death in the family, mm-hmm. a loss of a child. Mm-hmm. We don't have situations like that where people come to us and say, "Hey, we don't have the death of a child. I can't talk you through that. I can't walk you through that." But I know some couples who have lost children. Exactly. I can direct you to them. They would love to talk to you. They would love to mentor you. They would love to help you.
And when you're looking for a mentor or a marriage mentor, I want you to look for somebody where you see actually the fruit or progress or accomplishments in their marriage, where you see growth, where you see development, where you see the two have become one. I want you to look for a couple that has integrity, a couple that you feel safe with. I don't want you to go to just, anybody that might not keep your secrets or, where it might not be a good fit for you, because and Robert has said this in the past, just because they've been married 30, 40, 50 years doesn't mean that they're a happy couple, or they'll mean that they're in a good place where they can nurture you and help and develop your marriage. So I want you to look for different qualities in that marriage so that your marriage can grow and develop.
And when you say, when you say look for these things, Lady Bell, and you say, when you hear us say a happy couple or a loving couple or a peaceful couple or this and that, when you hear happy, when you say loving, if you hear somebody say she got a good husband, hear somebody say they got a good wife, when you hear happy, don't mean perfect.
No.
You're not gonna find no perfect couple. But like I say, when Vicky said, when you're looking for these couples, you got to get to know them. And see, when you start getting to know people, when you know is intimacy. Know is when you sit down and talk to people and they start peeling off the layers. When they take off the church mask and you say, "Oh, I thought Brother Bell was like that." No, Brother Bell is just like you. I thought the Bells was like this. No, everybody got problem, pain, and pressure. Mm-hmm. But when you start building relationships and friendship, when you go from fellowship to relationship, then we start taking off the mask. Then we start pulling off the foundation and all of that stuff. We start pulling we take all that stuff and we see everybody for who they really are. And now when I talk to you, now you don't see this. You feel my heart.
Right.
You hear my pain. You hear my joy. You hear my frustration. You hear my celebration. Mm-hmm. Once you get to know that couple,
exactly,
like you say in the beginning, like you say, I understand what you're saying, Lady Bell. Yeah, you looking for that couple, and they look the part.
Yeah, but I don't want them to end up with Sister Big Mouth,
right?
Or,
That part.
or the husband that's a pushover and all that.
The husband that's a what?
Pushover.
The husband that's a pushover. That's a topic, Lady Bell. The husband that's a pushover.
No, but I want them to look for certain qualities.
Look for certain qualities. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Right, I ain't gonna go there. Always, when you say look for and always look for the results. We're doing a little bit of recall and review, Lady Bell, because I want to get back in that topic. Hey, we always say look for the results. Always home first. Now let's get back in. We're talking about opening doors, Lady Bell, and we're talking about. I was saying I'm not much of a door opener, and this, and that. And like I say, all the years, 33 years, 34 years of knowing you, being around you. And from day one, from February 28th, 1997, we started going to that church in June of 97, 98.
It had to be 98.
Yeah, 98, because we had moved to South Euclid. So from the moment we started going to that church.
It wasn't 97?
It was 98.
Okay.
We got married in 97. We moved to.
We didn't go to church. We didn't start there in that June, because I know we were looking for a church right away.
You think we started in June of 97?
Well, then what did we do for that year and a half?
Yeah, because I know we was looking for a church.
Sundays.
Yeah, because we was looking for a church. Was it June of 97? Maybe it was June of 97. Yeah, okay, June of 97. Yeah, June, yeah, okay, yeah.
I just don't recall us having a gap back then.
Yeah, back then, yeah. And I can't think any other church we was going to. I think because we was looking and then we ended up there.
Yeah.
Auntie and uncle was invited us there.
We love you guys.
They invited us there.
We love you.
But from that point forward, couples were always drawn to us, always wanted to hear our story, always came to us for advice. And at that time, 2 divorcees had only been married 7 to 8 months, but people always was drawn to us. So from that point forward, since that time, all the couples that we don't talk to, all the couples that we don't mentor, all the marriage seminars we don't been to.
Yeah, we've been to a lot.
If you ain't been to a marriage seminar, you've been married. You should at least try to get you in a marriage seminar, a marriage conference. If your church if your church have a marriage ministry, you need to be going to that marriage ministry and be a part of it. But like I say, do your homework.
Yeah. Eat the meat and throw out the bones.
Eat your meat and throw out the bone. So all these years, I have never sat down and have a conversation where I heard a woman complain where he don't open doors.
Yeah.
I ain't never, Lady Bell, in 30-some years, I ain't never heard a woman complain about he don't open doors.
My friends
but I have heard, we're getting into it, Lady Bell, about the opening of the thighs, about the opening of the legs. Lady Bell, people, I ain't never heard anybody it's a thing, it's a simple divorce that's called irreconcilable differences. I'm pretty sure if you go to any courthouse and pull records, I'm pretty sure door opening is not one of the irreconcilable differences, Lady Bell.
So.
But how many couples have we talked to that have, when the issue is sex, when the issue is she ain't opening up them legs, that she's not opening up them thighs, that is opening doors. To me, that's low hanging fruit. That's, to me, if I'm pretty sure if a wife say, honey, get the door for me, honey, do that. You ain't never been that type of girl. And you a girly girl, but you ain't never been that type of girl. You ain't that type of girl that stand at the door and wait for me to open it. I think the only door, Lady Bell, thought about this. And this might go a little right, a little left, but I thought about this. I know one door that you don't mind walking through that's always open. I ain't got to touch it. When you walk down that gangway and you getting ready to enter that plane, that door's always open. When you get off that door is always open. I'm pretty sure as long as you walking through that open door and that door's already open for you, I think you cool with that, girl. I had to throw that one in there, Lady Bell.
That's a dig.
But to me, I ain't never sat down with a guy and he said, my wife complained that I don't open doors. Yeah, you hear the little, we got to go back and forth about taking the garbage out. We got to go back and forth about fixing this. We got to go back and forth about fixing that. But I ain't never, and I don't think chivalry is dead. Most of my friends, they open doors.
They do.
Most of my friends, they open doors. You know, sometimes I'll be embarrassed, Lady Bell. You know how it is. We'll be out with our friends, and everybody, hey, true story, we'll be out with our friends. And we're walking back to, and everybody's leaving the restaurant. We walking to the car. And I'll start heading to open up Vicky's door. She's like, if you don't get on your side of the car and get your butt in the car, because you know because I don't hurt it. As much as I talk about marriage, much as I talk about love, much as I talk about treating your wife right, you think guys ain't touching me? Oh, you know, I be seeing Lady Bell open doors. I see. If Vicky ain't tripping about me not opening doors, are you tripping about? If I'm teaching every door for your wife. If I'm teaching that, you should open up every door for her. You should, your wife shouldn't, my buddy said it's a cardinal rule. His wife do not touch door handles. Now, if I'm preaching that, don't let me catch your wife open the door. Don't let me catch your wife opening that car door. Now, if I'm preaching that and now you see and you never see me open the door, then you can come to me and say, you doing all that teaching about opening doors and I be watching you. Because people be watching you. I'm telling you, people be watching you.
Yeah.
Me and Lady Bell, true story. Story time. True story. 2 years ago, the Cleveland Browns came to Vegas. Mm-hmm. Cleveland Browns came to Vegas. Me and Lady Bell, we at the Browns kickoff party.
Yes.
We dancing, we sitting there talking, laughing, just being us. So this young man comes up, he say, hey, how y'all doing? He speaks to us. We was like, hey. He says, good to see y'all. I said, good to see you. You know, just figure somebody from Cleveland we just didn't recognize. So then he go back and he sat down. So I say so me and Vicky, I was like, Vicky, do you know who he is? He was like, he looks familiar, but I'm not sure who he is. About an hour later, he come back over. He was like, y'all don't know who I am, do y'all? I said, you look familiar. So he was like, I was just sitting there watching y'all. Now keep in mind, this kid, I think, let's just say he's 40. So we talking about, he ain't seen us in 17 years. Mm-hmm. He was like, I was sitting there watching y'all. He was sitting there watching us. And we saw him sitting there watching us. And he was like,
I didn't see him.
He was like, it's good to see y'all the same people, or something like that he said. Mm-hmm. He said, it's good to see y'all the same people. It's good to see, now keep in mind, when we knew him, he was married at the time. He's divorced now, remarried, but he was married at the time. And we were all going to a marriage, we was at a church and we was all going to a marriage class together. Yes. And me and Vicky had some counseling with him and his former wife at the time. You know, and he said, it's good to see y'all still living everything y'all told us, everything y'all taught us. But the fact is, he sat there and watched. Mm-hmm. He sat there and watched. People are always looking. Rob, you didn't get that door. You didn't get that door from Miss Vicky. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to get into opening doors.
I don't know.
But yeah, we can jump into it, Lady Bell. But we talked last week, because, you know, we always got to do a recall and review, so I can't do this opening doors, opening legs. And we're talking about the key to opening up legs is getting to the 10 benefits of an orgasm. Why when we talk about 10 benefits of an orgasm, Lady Bell, that just give people the shakes, Lady Bell? Now, like I said, when we talk about people ain't complaining about that, but the 10 benefits of how healthy it is for both parties, how healthy it is for your marriage, how key that is to your marriage. How do you get to an orgasm? You got to have the before play. I've been teaching this for years. What is it, Lady Bell? The before play. Before the foreplay. Before the play. You got to have the before play before the foreplay.
Right.
Now the before play is, for years I've been telling y'all, me and Vicky's before play is dancing. I love to dance. Vicky loved to dance. Vicky before play is if we sit there watching TV. Vicky fine with that. Vicky before play is a book a flight. That's a before book a flight. That's before play for Vicky. You got, so whatever the before play. You got to have the before play before the foreplay. What is the before play? touching. We talked that thing on touching. People don't even touch no more. The biggest, what word do I want to use? Organ. Do you know the biggest organ in the human, on a human? It's the skin, Lady Bell. Because I don't care where, when we taught that message on the skin and the touch, when you touch her, when you touch him. Sometimes, like a child, when your child is scared, when a child is scared, you somewhere, what's the first thing they do? They come and grab you, or they grab your hand. That touch or that hold is comforting to them. Even with your mate, you don't know what they're going through. But when you touch them, the skin and the touch is so sensitive, and it sends so many signals to the brain.
It really does.
When you touch her, and if you wait till 11 o'clock, you in the bed and you touch her, she at first signal she get to her mind. Now that Negro want to touch me. Now he want to touch me. He just wants some. You ain't touched her all day.
Yeah,
that's the before play. Before the foreplay, you gotta touch.
Can I tell a story?
Let me tell one more story. Okay. You gotta touch them dishes. You gotta touch that laundry. You gotta touch that garbage. You got to touch them doors and open them doors. Go ahead, tell a story later, man.
Robert's talking about touch, and the touch of your spouse, the touch of your husband is really me and Rob. Okay, I'm not a fan of tight spaces, and some friends were in town, and we went to this experience, and they put me in the room, and it was all closed in, and it was like it was an elevator.
The John Wick experience.
The John Wick experience.
Let them know what type of experience it
was. And we with our good friends from Cleveland, Rob and Michelle Mathis. I'm gonna call y'all out, but it was like it was an elevator, and it was shaking, and like it was falling. Boy, I was stressed out. Robert didn't say a word, but he just touched me, because he knew. But I just settled down. I calmed down, and it seemed like we was in that room for about 20 minutes, but it was probably only 2. But that touch, though, is power in your husband's touch.
And I like what you said, Lady, but it felt like 20 minutes. The power of an orgasm. It felt like 20 minutes, but it was really only 2. A 2-minute man is all right if it feels like 20 minutes. The power of a touch. The before play, before the foreplay. When you touch her, that go both ways. When you touch him, he don't have a long day. He don't have a stressful day. And when you touch him, especially if he got a bald head, and he sit there and he looks stressed out, just go rub that bald head. Ain't nothing like when a man have a bald head. When you touch that bald head, the comfort that he get from that. And when I talk about that bald head, some of y'all might get that and some of y'all won't. But the touch, the skin is the biggest organ on our body. Let me tell you, and it sends so many signals. This is what I love about the touch, Lady Bell. We did this teaching on the touch. I don't care where, and the skin is so sensitive and sending that signal so fast to your brain. I don't care where a mosquito bites you, you feel it.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, now we got these new invisible mosquitoes. You don't feel them bite. You just feel the itch afterward. But I don't care where a mosquito bites you, boom, on your knee, on your back. That itch.
Yeah.
Can you get that itch on my back? No, to the left, to the right. Right there, the power of orgasm. When she say, right here, right there. No, she might say a little lower, a little higher. She might say that's not it. The power of an orgasm. The before the foreplay. But you got to talk. You got to talk. You got to talk to that man. You got to correct him. You got to direct him. It's no different from driving. Before GPS and all that, even with GPS, we still get lost. But before GPS, a man that drive and act like and go around in circles. I know where I'm going. I know where he don't know where he going. He don't where he could go where he going. So you might have to direct him. The before the foreplay, giving the man some direction, giving him some guidance. Now maybe hey, let me say this part, Lady Bell. He might have known where he was going with Keisha, but you ain't with Keisha now. So now you got to show him how you like it, how you want it. You got, sometimes you got to have that tough conversation that before foreplay. Sit down, Tyrone. Slow down. Can you just, remember you told me that one day, slow down. Boy, just, what's your hurry? You all right, Lady Bell? I know when you get quiet. Stick with me, girl. Stick with me. Hey, you know I appreciate you. I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate you. Hey, now I'll say this for the end. We got a couple more. I'll say for the end. But so the touch, before you got to touch. Know what is a lost art, Lady Bell, of love making?
Kissing.
Kissing is a lost art. People don't kiss anymore. And I was just when I was writing this down earlier this week, I said, you know what I gotta find? I ain't mentioned it to you, but I don't know. In our move, we lost a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did.
But I had those signs. Remember those signs I had over the bed and in the living room?
Oh, kiss me goodnight.
Always kiss me goodnight.
Good night. Mm-hmm.
Even though we kiss goodnight, but I had those signs. Because sometimes you gotta remind yourself. And I was like, we lost those signs. Always kiss me. We lost a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't, so always kissing is a lost art, Lady Bell.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that pecking, Bye. Give me some tongue. Put some tongue in my mouth. Lady Bell, we talking about the art of touching. Do you know when they call it French kissing, mm-hmm. But when you put your tongue in each other's mouth and you swap and spit, do you know this is a scientific fact that saliva have healing powers? This is unbelievable. The facts, Lady Bell, we've been teaching this. The saliva, Google it. I'm not a doctor. I ain't got no medical
degree or experience.
Anything. But just a layman who
but he reads a lot.
And read. I'm going to read some stuff. I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to read it again. Then I'm going to ask Lady Bell, what you think? But saliva has healing powers. That's not. No, I'm talking about when you and your wife y'all cuddling and y'all holding each other and y'all done. This is the before the foreplay, and then she's sticking her tongue in your mouth and you sticking your tongue in her mouth and y'all tongue is battling. That's healing. That's healing. To me, I used to always teach this lady, but I'm going there. When I say the kiss is a lost art and kissing is an act of love. For my Bible readers and my Bible believers, Jesus said to Judas, betray me with a kiss? Mm-hmm. You're going to betray me with an act of love. That's what Jesus was saying to him. Mm-hmm. You didn't come up to me and smack me. You ain't come up to me and point me out. Mm-hmm. You ain't come up to me and spit on me. Mm. You ain't come up to me and sucker punch me. You came up to me and kissed me. The dude I kiss, he the one. Wow. And this is just my theory. I think at that time, I think even Jesus was surprised. I think Jesus was surprised. Betray me with a kiss? After he told him, hey, go on, hey, I know you got to do what you got to do, go. Mm-hmm. And then he came back later on. But to me, that sounded like Jesus was surprised. Hold up, I knew you was going to betray me, but dude, with a kiss? You betrayed me with a kiss, an act of love. Mm-hmm. The before the foreplay. When the last time you just touched her? When the last time you just held her hand? When the last time you just rubbed her knee? When the last time you did that? When the last time you put your tongue in her mouth? When the last time y'all did a tongue battle? When the last time y'all just kissed? When the last time y'all just looked at each other? Lady, we'll be dancing and I get all caught up and then I'll just stop dancing and I'll be like, look at me. I'll be like, look at me. She's like, look at me. Because I just want to, it's comforting.
This really does happen.
It's comforting when it's comforting. You know, to me, healing is when you say the before play before, it's the healing is dancing is before play for me. Dancing is healing for me. I love music.
And everybody that knows you knows that.
Everybody who knows me knows that. I just love music. I love to dance, and to me, music is my therapy. Dancing is my therapy. Touching is my therapy. Making love is my therapy. And I know we didn't get back to those. We got 3 minutes. I want to touch on one more thing, Lady Bell.
Go ahead.
We talking about the 10 benefits of orgasm. Before you get to orgasm, you got to be butt naked. You got to be butt naked. And the joy of having being an empty nester, the joy of being an empty nester is the butt naked life. How is y'all empty nesters and y'all ain't butt naked? You know the real deep people said, well, when Adam and Eve was in the garden, they was clothed with God's Shekinah glory until the fall. That's a lie. Because when Adam woke up, Adam saw bone and flesh. He said, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, but she got something I ain't got, so I'm gonna call her woman. Adam saw a difference. He saw some bone and flesh. She wasn't clothed with no Shekinah glory. He saw all her, listen, wives, Adam saw all her nakedness. Get naked for your husband. Get butt naked for him. Walk around, and as she walk around the house, husband just drop stuff, so she had to bend over and pick it up. And you might have to drop some dollar bills or whatever. Just drop some stuff around the house and just sit there and watch her bend over and say, "Girl, and just say, hey." I'm trying to help y'all out. Love is in the air. We getting close to Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We getting close to this is love making season now. All season is love making season, but especially this time of the year. See, I don't believe in holiday sex. I don't believe in vacation sex. I don't believe in all that. I believe sex should be all the time. I believe in love making be all the time. Why? Because when you're making sex and having love, making love and all that stuff, 1 + 1 will always be
1.
2 is bigger, but it's always
1.
1,000, but
2 is 10,000. Everybody have a wonderful week.
You know I am. You know
Welcome
I'm
to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicki and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.